Jefferson High School business students are jumping into the Shark Tank this week.
Yeah, that's right. Students in Emily Wilhelm's incubator class are pitching mock products to a panel of Rockford business people, just like on that popular reality show.
TV 23 News reporter Jim Haggerty talks with some of those students to find out what everybody learned.
Tibet,
Javier,
Isael, Andres.
This is Team Bliss, 4 Jefferson High School students who pitched an ergonomic pillow to the panel, and although they presented a mock product, the panel treated them like a legitimate startup company.
going out and seeking attention from other people, help, stuff like that is very important and crucial to learn how to become a business.
And for these budding entrepreneurs here at Jefferson High School, the incubator program allows them to get real-world business experience.
Really encourages them to become entrepreneurs, but gives them the tools to learn how to do all of those things without actually having to worry about failing, so to speak.
Alexia Baczynski pitched a bottle that purifies drinking water and says she learned that developing the right product is a process that does not happen overnight.
What I could take away from doing this for my senior year of high school is that it takes time, practice, and a whole lot of ideas and creativity.
According to one member of the panel, landing investors means having those ideas and the creativity in place beforehand.
This is a great advantage because a lot of times we start businesses and we just don't know what we should be asking, how to prepare.
Working for you in Rockford, Jim Haggerty, 23 News.
The seniors in Jefferson's incubator class say they plan to pursue a variety of degrees like accounting, engineering, marketing, and business.